Restream, man. Restream. Seem to be okay now. We seem to be okay now. I apologize, everyone. I apologize. Technical problems are never fun. We are here now, though. We're not going to be here all night, but yeah. As soon as I started the live stream, my my drop frames spiked to 99%, which means that only 1% of data was coming from my computer to YouTube. Less than 1% actually, less than 1%. Yeah, sorry about that, everybody. Sorry about that. We're here. Let's get a little bit of stuff accomplished. Exclamation point event is the emerald word of the day. Let's see. Exclamation point event. Emerald word of the day. Exclamation point event. Yeah, I had a sneaking suspicion that it wasn't my internet. Because everybody was online and everybody was working in the house. My phone was working. My Discord was working. I streamed a YouTube video without any interruptions, without buffering, at full resolution. I was like, it's got to be something with either my broadcast software or the broadcast software that I broadcast to, or maybe YouTube is having some issues. So then I was like, all right, well, let's eliminate some stuff. So I just cut Restream out. So we're not streaming to Facebook right now. It's all right. Everybody will be fine. Bit of news, though. I'm not going to be here tomorrow. Obviously, yes, it did. Yep. I'm not going to be here tomorrow. We are traveling to Oklahoma to visit my dad. He's turning 65 this weekend, and it's going to be, it's going to be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. I don't really see him that often. Yeah. So no live stream tomorrow, everybody. No live stream tomorrow. We got a couple of events happening here. Legacy of the Great Ones goes live in 4 days. Right? Hero Artifact event. Then we have Weaving Patterns event. We are about to prepare our flag video. I know a lot of you ask me about the best flags and patterns to level up. I've got a pretty good idea on what I would recommend if I thought that they mattered, which I still don't think that they matter, but that's okay. And then Spring Rebirth will be here. It's another one of those where you collect a bunch of resources and then you turn tiles over with a bunch of random and then you reset the page. So we have a pretty good idea of what's happening for the rest of the month of March on Hero Wars Facebook and web. Obviously, we have the Happy Birthday Hero Wars event. Holiday Hustle is still here for the next couple of days. You log in and get your emeralds. You have the daily Archdemon fights, right? We have all of that. So that's pretty cool. Next 4 days, make sure, today and 3 more days, I suppose. Make sure you're collecting all of those. But over on Hero Wars Alliance, big news. I am happy to state that it seems like we're getting this Runic Millstone double event or whatever it is at least once a month. It feels like it's more than that, honestly. It's going to go live tonight here in about an hour from now. And we will have another opportunity to get Runic Spheres. I hope that it is... Oh, here we go. Is it the old crappy one or is it the new one? Here we go. Logging in. Let's see. Spinning Rune Spheres, spinning energy, opening chests in the tower, getting rune stones for logging in, spinning rune stones, spinning energy, and starting expedition. So tower. It's tower, huh? Okay. Yeah, opening tower chests. Yeah, so, an opportunity to get rune stones and rune spheres. Always good. Alliance of Forces is, the 4 task event. So, yeah, it's going to go live here. 30 people are waiting on another stream. Okay. Let me go fix that real quick. Contents... live. Sure enough. More actions. Here, we got a private save. Private save. Okay. More actions. Delete forever. Delete. That should kick them off. Should delete this other one too. That's okay. That's okay. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Weird stuff. Exclamation point event is the Emerald word of the day. Yeah, I even texted my wife. I'm like, hey, tell the boys to get off the internet. And then I was like, wait, they're on Wi-Fi and I'm hardwired. This should not be an issue at all. I don't know. Restream sucks, I guess. I have problems with Restream. I feel like once every quarter or so. Glenn was leading a sing-along. Sounds like Glenn. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. Oh, man. Oh, man. I wanted to have a whole conversation about the... continuing on. Iris's, upcoming peek into the events on Hero Wars Alliance. The Solaris event, whatever it ends up looking like. The Runestone Root Sphere event obviously is going to go live tonight, and then we have the Gift of the Valkyries event that's going to go live sometime in the future, right? Sometime in the future. Samuel says, I like that they moved the spheres from 75 to 55. Still think 50 is very little for that much activity, though. I agree. I think it should be like 500. I think it should be more, honestly. I think it should be a lot more. Oh man, I'm actually a little tilted right now. I'm a little tilted, and I apologize. I had a couple of things that I wanted to talk about today, and now I feel like I'm not gonna have time because I have to get off here in about 20 minutes to raid. And that's the thing. I was actually gonna get off and raid for a little while. I was gonna live stream the raid tonight, but now I don't even know. Now I don't even know if I will. Might be too much to deal with. Man, all right. So anyway, I'm pretty happy that this event's happening tonight, though. Like, I wish that there was something I could do. I wish that I could give stuff out. I wish that I could give rune spheres out. And if I could give runic spheres out, they would probably only give me like 50 to a person. Just like, I can only give out a couple of chaos cores. Is it worth buying raid? Molten 100, let me tell you. I think the game is unplayable without raid. But then you're spending money on a video game. So it's like, it's a weird trade-off. It's a really weird trade-off. I think that you should try it as long as you can to decide if you really enjoy the game or not. But once you do have raiding, the game just goes so much faster. Everything is faster. Everything is faster. But you could argue that contributes to the decline of the interest in the game, because now instead of taking an hour or two a day to really play the game, I can be done in 30 minutes, 35 minutes. Yeah, it's tough. You in 8 months like that? You're crazy. You're a sadist. Couldn't handle it. Couldn't do it. Okay. Let's do some Archdemon fights. Let's get it done. Wait, who is it? Sebastian, Aiden, Peppy. Peppy, Nebula, Aiden, Julius, Pet, yeah. Albus, Chorus, yeah. Let's see if I have a battle processing error. While we're running that, let's go ahead and draw a name. Let's draw a name. Mitch Mark, M1. Mitch Mark? Mitch Mark, are you here? M1CH Mark, are you here? And if you are here, what version of the game are you playing? Ah, there you are. Congratulations. Let me know what version of the game you play. Just goes and goes. Why did it stop at... I started to say, it stopped at 690 million there for a second. Didn't seem to make a difference. I don't think it did either. Over 1 billion damage. Who's counting? 1.54. Yeah, Calvin. The anniversary events are they're live right now. Yeah, I'll take them. And then excuse me. I've already done that, so that's not a deal. I can't tell you how thrown off I am right now. I'm so thrown off. Oh, man. Okay. Do you know when it's coming to mobile? Yeah, the mobile anniversary is like November. It's like November, I think. Could be like November. Darth Pandanus, do you mean for the Archdemon fight? I don't think it does. I really don't, but I don't know for sure. Did he ever say? He didn't ever say. Mitch Mark never said what version of the game he's playing. That's okay. That's okay. Is that how it works? Yeah, you're fine. Yeah. You're fine. You're all good. Yeah, I was struggling with technology. And I was struggling with technology. I couldn't connect to my stream. Oh my gosh, it was frustrating. And a matter of fact, we watched the new Roadhouse movie today, and I completely forgot to do my arena attacks. What a bummer. Completely forgot. All right. Well, so because we have this upcoming event, this the Weaving Patterns event, Weaving Patterns. One of the most common questions that I've been getting lately is which flag should you invest in, and which patterns should you level up first? Now, I actually believe that the War Flag of Decline is the most beneficial general purpose flag. Enemy healing reduction minus 10% doesn't work all the time because some teams don't have healing on them. The pet buff 10% only increases the team pet's effectiveness, which isn't that impactful. I think this is the worst of the three. And the War Flag of Fervor increase energy gain for tanks by 10%. I don't use tanks 100% of the time, so if I were to put my patterns onto here, it would be very expensive to pull them off to move them around. So in my opinion, the best flag general purpose is this one right here. The decreases enemy team's healing by 10%. So then the next step is which patterns to use. I think that the number one pattern you should use is armor. All right. I think armor 100% is the play. I think it's the play 100%, right? I just do. Let's see. Getting these. Got the violet there. Really burning through these patterns now, though, baby. Really burning through it. There are so many Dante teams. There are so many Ishmael teams. There are so many Kark teams. There are so many Isaac teams. I think armor is the number one pattern. By far, I think it is. I don't know how much it actually matters, to be honest with you, but I do think that of all of the patterns that are available, it has the most potential to impact the fights. Because of the amount of armor that it gives you. So this one right here increases armor for the entire team by 9.5%. All right, 10%. Let's just round to 10%. That gives Kark at max, 10% of 38,000. And forgive me for doing math on a Thursday, but 10% armor at 38,000 is an extra 3,800 armor. And for those of you that know the way that armor works, 3,000 armor is 50% damage reduction. Okay, so that by itself is significant. It's significant. Samuel says, I disagree. Pet skill flag is the best. Increases damage distribution and healing from Axel, making Chorus more likely to block debuffs. Sure, I don't disagree with you that it is impactful. Let's take a look at your example, though. Increasing the pet skill by 10%. So that's an extra 550 pet skill, right? An extra 550 pet skill. So if we take, let's do some math here. So we have, where is the, I don't even know where the total pet skill is located. I don't know where the pet skill is located. Does it not show anywhere? It's in stats. I'm not seeing it in stats. I'm seeing patronage power, but not pet skills. That's different. Skill power is different. Skill power is different from patronage power, guys. Patronage power isn't the same thing as skill power. Oh, right here. Oh my gosh, it's right here in front of me. Holy crap. All right. Okay, so an extra 10% skill power. So let's say 12,360 times 1.1. I am blind. That is 13,596. Let's see, 13,596 times... I'm not even sure how to do this. 5,500%. I'm not even gonna do it. I don't think that it's that impactful. I can be convinced, and I'm gonna have to do some math. I don't know that it is. I don't know that 10% is that impactful. I do agree that 10% is something. Right? Distributing more damage, sure. And the other thing that you mentioned was Chorus. I mean, it's not a lot. How much does that really impact Chorus? Anyway, my hypothetical is that the war flag of decline blocking health, I think it's just generally more valuable. I just don't see pet flag is only going to be good if your pets are very high level, but for mid, yeah. So Steven brings up a good point that it's worth mentioning. And Samuel, I'm not saying that you're wrong. This is my opinion. This is 100% my opinion. I'm not saying that you're wrong. It could be impactful. It absolutely could. So pet flag is only going to be good if your pets are very high level, but for mid game players with lower level pets, it won't be as effective. My big concern overall with the flag and pattern system is that it's built for lower level to mid level players. The high end players, the flags aren't impacting fights that much. They're just not. You're mobile. All right, Mitch Mark, I got you. You're mobile. I got you. The flags, even with 3 orange patterns or 3 red patterns, they're not really affecting the outcome of the fights. It doesn't feel like they're really changing things that much. And a lot of people feel like that the flags and patterns were introduced as a way to give lower level players an opportunity to get an extra step up to compete at those higher end. 753, 550, that would roughly be the total for Axel's. It can't be that much. There's no way it's that much. There's no way it's a 200,000 damage distribution. There's no way. There's no way it's an extra 200,000. Or I guess it's only 70,000. Okay, that's more plausible. PCY. That actually is. I don't know why I thought this was 555. Oh, it's 5,500% skill power. Anyway, the first pattern that I think that everybody should care about is the armor pattern, and again, the main reason for that is because of the prevalence of Dante and Ishmael, which, by the way, I think I'm seeing Ishmael a lot more than Dante now. Honestly, I feel like I'm seeing Ishmael a ton lately. 2 of those. And I'm basically out. I'm basically out now. Like, I don't have enough to get to that red tier. Right? But that's 12.5%. You know, like I said, 10% is 50% damage reduction, right? So many physical damage dealers, I agree. There used to be a time where there was a lot of mages. The difference between penetration and armor is so small that 10% is a lot. I don't disagree with you. I think that that's incredible. I think the armor is incredible. Now, the next logical thing, if I'm building a flag to counter physical damage dealers, which is the first step that I've taken, what kind of team do you bring against? What kind of team do you bring against physical attackers often? What kind of team do you usually bring to combat Dante, Ishmael, Kark? You bring magic damage dealers. Okay, now I'm not going to tell you to do magic. Samuel's one step ahead of me. I think that the flag patterns that I'm going to level up are going to be armor for the first one. All right. The second one is going to be magic attack. Right? And the third one, I think it can kind of go a couple of different directions, but I feel like dodge is the play. I feel like the dodge counter is the play. These 3 patterns are the ones that I'm going to be personally leveling up first. Right? I bring a lot of Heidi. I bring a lot of Amira, Arachne, Maya. Iris is physical damage mostly. She would benefit more from like an armor penetration artifact, right? Or a pattern, I should say. Excuse me. Conversely, if you are building a physical team, you should level up your physical attack patterns. I think it's less good on my server, full of Ishmaels and Dantes. I think it's less good. But at the same time, we see a lot of teams that are not Ishmael and Dante, right? We see a lot of teams that I would love to bring my Kark to, you know, tentacle people to death with. In those instances, maybe you bring the physical attack pattern instead of the magic attack pattern. And you know what? With the decline of Dante, the next pattern that I would probably suggest would be magic defense. That's what I think. I think magic defense would be the third pattern if you stop seeing so many Dantes. I think magic defense is the third pattern. That's my opinion. That's my opinion, guys. Yeah, there was an orange pattern on the last map, on the February map, but not on this one. Yeah. So, I am interested to hear arguments and counter arguments. I am intrigued by Samuel's point about the usefulness of the pet flag. I think that all 3 flags, the flag themselves, kind of low value. I see the value in reducing enemy healing by 10%. I see the value in 10% faster energy gain for tanks. I see the value in the 10% pet skill power buff. I see the value there. I just don't think that that's where the power of this system lies. If the power in this system even exists, right? 3 flags, 1 offensive, 1 defensive, 1 balanced. Yeah, I agree, Alreza, but it's expensive. It's expensive to build 3 flags. So I say build 1 flag that you can use in almost every team. Right? If you don't have a tank, then the tank flag is useless. If you're not relying on your pet's team ability to keep you alive or to win the fight or whatever, then the pet flag is less good. I think the healing reduction, I think, is the first one you should focus on. I don't like that at higher level colors they change your gems to move them around. They change your gems. I don't like that at the higher level at the higher flag colors, they charge you gems. Oh, they charge you gems. Yeah, okay. Waller, you get flags from the mysterious island on Facebook and web. Aurora with tank flag actually is kind of crazy. I bet it's insane. I do. Between Kane flag and dodging big damage, that's why I had initially jumped everything into the War Flag of Fervor. But I don't use a tank every time. Most of the time, I do use a tank. And if you never use non-tank heroes, like I tank with Kark all the time, I tank with Arachne all the time, I tank with Morgan all the time. There's a ton of people that tank with Dante all the time. There's a ton of people that tank with Ishmael and Yasmin all the time, right? Those aren't Isaac. People tank with Isaac all the time. The tank energy gain doesn't work for those teams. Yeah. So that's what I think. And again, opinion. Not an expert. I'm an enthusiast. The flag on the island map is in a chest to choose one from. Yeah. The flag, they're in the mysterious island, and they're usually like the closest tower to the start. Yeah, usually the closest tower to the start. Yeah. So there's a good chance that I'm going to blow up all of my physical attack patterns. I might just break all of these down. And by the way, you break them down into golden thread by going to your inventory. What is it? Equipment? No. Recipes? No. Coins? No. Patterns. There's a pattern tab right here. Oh my goodness. And then, for example, we'll do physical attack, and then you unravel, you get 150. You can unravel as many as you want. We're just going to unravel one, for show and tell. That's how you do it. That's how you get golden thread. That's how a lot of players already have 3 orange patterns, is because they're basically unraveling all of their other patterns. It's basically what they're doing. Yeah. Okay. How many emeralds do they charge to remove a flag at orange? It's 1,000, Cab. 1,000 emeralds at orange level. I don't have a red flag to tell you. It's 1,000 emeralds. Chris Hauser. It's 5,000 emeralds at red? Oh my goodness. Chris is here. Congratulations, Chris. That's not margarita in a can. Goodness. Chris, what version of the game are you playing on? Ooh. Good to know about the thread. I've been needing that. Yeah. We did a bunch of simming today. Never moving a pattern. Facebook player. Awesome. We did a bunch of simming today, and even using gold tier or orange tier or whatever patterns, we were simming. The percentage win rate was simming almost exactly the same as no flag. Has no flag. I even mentioned it. I was like, hey, this is I don't have the orange patterns. Why are you simming like that? And they're like, oh, it doesn't matter. Is pure damage balanced and okay for the game? Yeah. Soldier, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Question: is pure damage balanced and okay for the game? I think it is. Because it requires you to bring heroes that have higher health. That's kind of how you balance it. I think that you need a way to circumvent all defenses. But the majority of pure damage dealing heroes, they have pretty easy counters. It's just $12 to remove a red pattern on a video game. That's it. Yeah. I had worried occasionally about pure damage with with Heidi on mobile, whenever they got reworked, I had a little concern about pure damage, but I don't think it's ever actually come to pass that it's been an issue. I think it's important to have a pure damage dealing hero, though. I think it's really important. Don't turn off the lights. Okay. Okay. All right, guys, we're wrapping things up here. I am gonna go finish packing, and then I got to raid with my guild here in 30 minutes. Gotta be there. One of the things I want to leave you all with before we do the weekend safety brief is this concept of being on time and being early and being late. It's a weird thing that, and I'm not gonna make this like a millennial versus Gen X versus Gen Z versus whatever kind of thing, but you should only work when you're being paid. Let's be very clear. I don't expect anybody to work when they're not being paid. Don't answer your phone, don't answer your email after hours unless you're being paid to do so. But I was always raised to be early to stuff. If you're something my parents always used to tell me is, you're early, that means you're on time. If you're on time, that means you're late. And again, I'm not trying to stigmatize or guilt anybody into working extra. I just think it's worth being prepared, being ready, being available. And I'm not talking about 15 minutes. I'm just talking about, just like 60 seconds earlier. I don't know. Anyway, this weekend, guys, please don't add to the population. Don't subtract from the population. Come Monday, please don't find yourself in the hospital or the newspaper or jail. But if you do find yourself in jail, establish dominance quickly. We will be back on Monday, 12 p.m. Central Time. That is 5 p.m. UTC. Hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.